February 4th, the regular meeting of the Police and Fire Commission to order. Let the record show Commissioners Dorf, Nelson, Schaaf, and Goldhahn are present. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the meetings held on January 7th and the special meeting of January 5th and January 25th. Any changes or corrections to any of the minutes? I'll entertain a motion to approve all in one fell swoop.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Dorf to approve all three sets of minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Schaaf. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. President's report, no new information this month, so don't have anything there. Communications, the status report, looks like we're still over, so as the Finance Committee said, we can't have more money, or?
No, we did get more money.
Okay.
It just hasn't hit the
Oh, it hasn't hit the
ledger,
books yet, all right. All right. And the spreadsheet shows just all recruiting and medical and psych checks. Any questions on that? No? All right, then I'll entertain a motion to receive and place on file.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schaaf. Seconded by Commissioner Nelson. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll receive those and place on file. Next item was the patrol officer eligibility list. That was included in our packets. And again, that list is folks that have been interviewed and are on the list, so when needs occur, then we'll go down, this list is in alphabetical order, we'll go down the list in our rank ordering that we did, and they'll start the backgrounds on them. So some of these people have not had backgrounds yet.
Okay. And it doesn't include the ones that we reviewed last week.
It does include a couple of
It does include a couple of them. Okay. I thought you named.
Okay, so any questions on that? Not. Entertain a motion to approve the eligibility list for 2016.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schaaf,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Dorf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, do that. Report from the chiefs. Chief Smith, generally what we do here is we take a look at what's left on the agenda, and since Chief Litton has to stick around for the reviews, we'll let you go first, and then when you're done with the review, if you've got other work that you want to do, you're free to take off.
Sounds great. A couple things to report. Yesterday we went down to Madison for the, and I want to make sure I get the name of the acronym right, Wisconsin Association of Community-Oriented Police. Officer Dave Schmitz got a Lifetime Achievement Award over there. We put it out on a Nixle. You might have seen it last night. We're going to make him available tomorrow for the media. If anybody wants to interview him, he'll be there. And then I believe it's the 15th. He'll be there at the Common Council meeting, and there's going to be an item, and the mayor's going to talk about it because it's a pretty special thing, and he's does a pretty good job. He's going to be retiring in April, it sounds like. The second thing I wanted to say is yesterday I got the UCR crime statistics for Green Bay for the year 2015. These are preliminary, but we think they're probably going to be accurate. So in a nutshell, I'll break it down: violent, property, and total. Part 1. Violent crime down 13.6%, which is great. That's led by a decrease in homicide. Of course, those numbers are really small. We had 2. Both of them are solved this year, in 2015. And a decrease in aggravated assaults from 403 to 332, which was 17.62%. So again, violent crime is down 13.6%. Property crime is down 0.65%, so it's in the right direction, but not much. The total Part 1 crimes that we measure are down 2.97%. And so the mayor's asked for a couple lines on that for his State of the City address in March, so I'll give him that information so he has it. We want to double check these numbers. These did come from, these are the numbers reported by Madison. We're going to double check them just to make sure they're right before we do any further on that. And finally, I want to bring you up to date. Tonight there's a viewing for Donald Keene, who's a retired chief. The viewing starts at 4 o'clock, and then the services are tomorrow, I believe, at 11. So I'll be going, and I'm sure other folks in the department will be going to that as well. We've been meeting with folks from the budget and on this contract negotiation, and as you know, I'm sure you're more familiar with that than I am as to how that progressed to here. But we think we have a pretty good offer that we're getting ready to put in. The reason we were here in the building is we were downstairs meeting with Don
Fuller?
from Don from the
Finance.
budget. Yeah, the finance, and going over these numbers. But basically what we'd like to do, and it's kind of an easy way to look at here, these are the comparable cities, and basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the starting salary significantly so we have a better chance of recruiting higher quality candidates by bumping ourselves up. The yellow is where we are now, and the green is, or the blue is where we'll be if this proposed budget goes through and gets accepted. This is for the advanced police officer rate. They get a bump up a little bit, and the top step officers are already way up at the top anyway, but they'll get a little bit of themselves, otherwise it would be dead in the water probably before we get there. We're also changing a little bit of the language about when people get to the steps or how long it takes them to get to the step. Instead of X number of years, it'll be a little bit lower, so they'll be able to get to those higher steps a little bit quicker. But most importantly for us in the police department is we're asking for, yes? Do we need to go into closed session, or is this something I should talk about closed session?
Well, it's, yeah, I don't know if this is common information or if this is information in negotiations.
Well, this is all preliminary, so this hasn't even been brought to the police.
Yeah, then I would say this probably isn't something that
Okay.
would be shared here.
Well, we can do it another time then.
Okay.
Yeah, we could report back.
Okay. And that would be it as far as we're concerned, unless you have any questions about anything.
I have a question that a citizen asked me. Is it legal for these cars to all have these multiple different colored headlights?
You like
Blues
pink?
and the pinks?
Good question. And certainly not in California.
Oh, so
There's
what's up
just a
with
lot
that?
of them showing
Yeah.
up.
There are. The pink is hard to look at.
So that, yeah.
So they put a film on their headlight, or they put a colored light in there?
Colored light, and our officers typically will pull over people for that campaign.
Good to know.
So this is different than the European cars that have the bluer light.
The halogen or the...
Yeah, well, there's some that are really blue, but last night we noticed the pink, and it just
We have
generally
two.
got
There's some
conversation.
that have that blue hue, that's a manufacturer.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
legal.
Okay.
Those that have a red light, then you can tell it's blue. Those are illegal.
It's kind of distracting, all these multicolors coming down the highway.
Interesting.
Anything else?
Anything else? Other questions for Chief? All right. Thank you.
You good? Okay, that was easy. All right, thanks.
Didn't even need your reinforcements.
That's right. They have to be in the building.
Get eyes on the door, it's okay.
Send the rest of those guys outside to go home too.
We always want to other
Thanks a lot. See you in a while.
We found we solved our drone issue at the stadium. There's a place in Germany that is training eagles.
Saw that.
I've seen that,
Oh, for heaven's sake.
right? We're going to red eagle now?
Yes.
There's some in Joliet Park.
All right, Chief Litton with no posse.
Right? Just a few things to report. We do have and this kind of goes in line with the review of the candidates. We have a current engineer who I won't name in public session, but has a medical condition that is going to cause him. He has tendered his resignation effective March 15th. And it's not something that he's going to be able to recover from to be able to do his job, so he has tendered his resignation effective that date. So that goes in line with the number of people that we'll be hiring off this list, and certainly could discuss it with you offline, but certainly don't want to put it in the public record. So it would be the first thing. The second thing, most of you or all of you are familiar with Nick Craig, who's been our fire prevention educator for
So great.
almost 9 years. Back in November, he came forward and indicated that he wanted to go back to the street. He's been doing that job for a long period of time. And though I tried to talk him out of it because he was really good at what he was doing there, ultimately it was his decision to go back, and contractually he can. And honestly, if that's what he wanted to do, we wanted to let him to do that. So he has gone back on the street effective first week of January. Well, no, first week of February, so this week. We have put out an announcement to fill the position on multiple occasions, and we've had some people come in and talk to us about it, but the deadline has come and gone for filling that position internally. We have made one last effort by lowering one of the experience requirements in the job description to see if we can generate some interest internally. And short of that, we're going to have a couple of options that we're going to explore. Pending that, one would be looking to the outside, fill it. And the second one would have to do with changing the job description and adding it into the training division and making the people in the training division responsible for all those duties as well as their training. So those are two things that we're exploring right now. Don't have a decision on that at all, but we've been discussing that really for almost 6 weeks now and kind of going back and forth on it, on the pros and cons of either situation. So just wanted you to be aware of that. Nick is, he's just been fantastic in that position, and very proud of what he's done, and he is willing and able when we do finally feel it. He's going to help out with getting the transition and everything, and he is available to help us with the stuff at this point. But there are some things right now that we're just saying no to because we don't have the position filled. So just wanted you to be aware of that. The last thing we have is
Excuse me. On that role, when someone's plucked out, there's requirements for that role, but then when they're in it, do they still have to maintain their skills so at any time they can be plucked back out and put on a crew?
Yeah, in fact,
Okay.
we use, all those positions, day positions. When we have a citywide emergency, in other words, we got a mill fire or something like that where we've got all hands on deck, we essentially will pull the training guys, Nick's position, his old position, and we will send them to an engine to essentially staff an engine right away.
Okay.
So we've sent everybody out, but that's the first thing we do to get the, one engine ready, and then we start the callback procedure to get everybody back in to cover one engine and another ladder truck. So yes, they do maintain their skills. If they're medics, they maintain their medic positions. So yes, they have to maintain the skills. And the last thing to report is we are intending, based on hopefully getting the candidates approved today, is our intention to start the Fire Academy on February 29th. By doing that, we only have to give them a step raise every 4 years because of the leap year. Just kidding. We're going to tell them that on the first day of the
That's
academy.
really cute.
Perhaps one of you can tell them. We can stun them right off the bat. But, it's just the way it's falling. It's February 29th is the day, and we're looking at a graduation date. I believe it's May 13th, which is a Friday, just so that it's on your schedule. Location to be determined. That's quite a ways away yet, but that's
At what time on February 29th, do we know?
Well, we'll start first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock. So.
I mean, are usually we there?
Yes, you are invited to come there. So
That's okay.
it'll be at
Have
Station
it over.
4. It'll either be at Station 4 out at NWTC, one of the two. I'm not sure yet. I will give you a couple of weeks' notice as soon as we have. We're still finalizing all the details, but the 29th is the start date. It'll be 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock is
It's
great.
generally
8 o'clock is great.
Chairman comes out and welcomes them and gives them some words.
It is. But I already have a 9 o'clock meeting.
It's too early for us to
It'll
take
work.
it.
Normally it's early, I would agree.
We'll just stay
So-
the night before.
I think that schedule runs out about 11 weeks. One of those weeks we are going to just put them in the field for a break, probably in between. We're going to change it up just a little bit and give them some time in between, just to break up the monotony of things, put them out in the field for a few days under not actual firefighting, but just give them a feel and a taste of being out in the field for 24 hours. So we're doing a little bit of a few things that we've gathered from past recruit academies to try to improve it and make it better as we go along. So it will be our intention. We have 5 positions currently open with the one resignation on the 15th. Essentially, it would be 6 positions that we're going to hire for, so there will be a 2-week overlap there. But we have some more retirements coming up mid-year that I am aware of, at least 3 for sure. So we're not worried about any kind of budgetary issues at the end of the year. So that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Any questions for the chief? All right. I think let's change the agenda. Let's go right into 9, and then we can do the bills and the other thing after we're done. So item number 9 is review of firefighter candidate backgrounds. The commission may convene in closed session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F, Wisconsin statutes, to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. The commission may thereafter reconvene in open session pursuant to section 19.85, paragraph 2, Wisconsin statutes, to report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Dorf,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Shaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are in closed, open session. While in closed session, we reviewed 12 backgrounds. All were acceptable candidates, so they will go on the hiring list to be hired in the set order until we fill our needs. Next agenda item are bills. All drug tests and standard pre-physical or pre-employment bills. Any questions on those? If not, I'll entertain a motion to authorize payment.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Dorf.
Second.
For a second, seconded by Commissioner Shaw. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, bills are authorized to pay. Next meeting date would be the 3rd of March at 3 o'clock. I'll check too with Commissioner Mallett to see if this timing doesn't work and if maybe another timing, and then via email we can talk about whether we choose a different one. Did that noon meeting work for folks? We did? Was that?
It was all right. Yeah, I just had so much going on that day.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I think,
But
are
if-
we looking at...
But if we wanted to look at something like that,
Yeah.
I'll see what his schedule looks like.
I don't think that would be a problem.
How about for you, Chief? Is that?
Come anytime you schedule it.
Yeah. How about you guys, though? Okay.
If I
Depends
can't
upon
be
the
here,
day,
what am I?
whether I have a lunch appointment. Yeah. You know, I go out for lunch.
You're retired. That's all you do.
All right. So we'll tentatively say the 3rd at 3 o'clock, unless we, through a discussion, we decide to do differently, and you'll be communicated with that via email. And we'll make sure that it goes to everybody.
Okay.
That was the last item on the agenda. Since there's nothing else, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Dorf. Seconded by Commissioner Nelson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?